Hello, my name is Paul. Welcome to the Co-Creative Intimacy podcast. We address issues of faith, intimacy, and communication. Today's question is, what does that fish symbol mean in the back of all those cars? What does that fish symbol mean on the back of all those cars?
I actually don't know. I've never seen one.
I would say that it's like a communication, like way back in the early church days, so that they could like communicate like a sign of like being Christian.
Yeah,
Really? What do you mean by that, Rose?
Like that like if you identify like if you put up this symbol, it means like you're Christian. It's like, like how we do today with like a lot of Christians use the cross.
Got it. There's actually some truth to what you're saying. But why do you suppose they got this fish symbol?
I don't know.
I'm not sure about specifically the fish symbol, but like I've heard people say kind of like it's almost an infinity sign. So infinite something. I'm not sure.
An infinity symbol. You're right. It does kind of look like that. What's interesting about that is, infinity means forever, and Jesus is oftentimes known as the Alpha and the Omega, which are the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, which is kind of like everything. So, okay. So I'm showing you a symbol of the fish on the back of the car. Sometimes you see other kinds of fish, like the one here with a little cross for the eyes. If you take the words Jesus, it says Jesus Christ of God, Son, Savior. And then the next level, we have the transliterated pronunciation in Greek. And then on the left side of that, we have the first letters. So if you take those first letters, which would be I, CH, TH, U, and S, it spells the word fish in the Greek language.
That's very cool.
So basically, it's a Greek acronym.
So how
Literally
would you
means fish.
pronounce the ICH, and US?
In English, ichthus.
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 Nice.
People will say ichthus, yeah.
I mean, I used to think that the fish symbol is like another religion that has the same beliefs, but I didn't know that it's still part of the Christianity of symbol of the fish from
Right.
Greek.
Right. Do you know of any stories in the scriptures that talk about fish?
Jesus is the fisher of men.
Yes. Excellent. Yes. There's the story of the loaves and the fishes being multiplied. And most of the disciples were fishermen, it is believed. And he met them while they were fishing. So fish is definitely all over in the scriptures.
Okay.
So here's another image. This is the same fish, only they inscribed the Greek letters. So if you were to look at that, that would be the ichthus fish.
Is the fish symbol primarily displayed by a particular sect of Christianity, or is it just common to everyone?
I think it's pretty common. So this goes back to the first century, before there were any other divisions within Christianity. So this was the pure first century Christianity. So I'm going to guess, I'm going to take a stand that no, everybody will accept that this ichthus is a fish acronym for all Christians. In the early church, did you know that Christianity was illegal?
Yes.
No.
Tony, what do you know about that, Felicia?
Isn't it more like because it was like in because it was in Rome? I'm not sure actually.
Yes.
I remember.
So in the last podcast, we mentioned that the ruling party was the Roman Empire. And
Right.
what language did they all speak?
Greek.
Greek, right?
Greek.
No. Yeah.
So when Jesus came along, he was seen as somebody that was a threat to the political empire. During this period where Christianity was illegal, you couldn't walk around parading your image, or your character of being Christian. So if you were, like, let's say, waiting for somebody to come to pick you up, like the equivalent of today's waiting around a bus stop, maybe they were waiting for a carriage or a horse or something. I'm just making this up. But what somebody would do is they would take a stick and they would draw an arc, just one arc. And if the person next to them took a stick and drew the other side of that arc, thereby completing the fish, then that was a symbol that was used to show, hey, we're both Christians.
Okay.
So you're right.
So it's like a hidden message, and like, hey, like I'm Christian as well, and they'll find a place to do like their own sermon, something like that.
It was a way of identifying and knowing that, hey, we're both Christian. And so you could trust that person to talk about your faith. And as you said, Felicia, it looks kind of like that infinity symbol,
Yeah.
but
Just
it's
not
also a
complete.
fish. Today we learn that the fish symbol actually comes from a Greek acronym from the words Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior, all coming together to make the word fish in Greek. And we learned that likely the symbol was used to help Christians to identify each other by drawing an arc and then drawing the other arc. And we made a reference to the fact that the scriptures are full of stories with Jesus and fish and fishermen, and Jesus was known as the fisher of men. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.